Thank you for the last minute attendance here. Appreciate it. Bill Fisher, Ryan McMahon, our new GM for the building, Matt Hollander. If you haven't met him, say hello with SMG. Doing a great job already. Managing not only this building, but the amphitheater, and that's been a great success, I know, for the county. And as you know, there's been a lot going on, certainly in our building. And you're all welcome. We've got the hard hats for a tour to update you on the suites that have come along magnificently. The private club upstairs. You probably walked outside and you saw the marquees being torn apart. And if you look inside, you see that the scoreboard is gone and the ribbon lighting are down, and that's all going to be replaced with newer, better, and certainly more effective signage. And again, a credit to what the county and the legislatures have done, as well as the state of New York in contributing to this. So we're very thankful. We have a big announcement to make today. We're in the last year currently of our affiliation deal with the Tampa Bay Lightning. We're very proud to say that we've been speaking with them for the last, I think, probably 2 months. And today we're announcing that we've reworked the agreement, and today we're announcing a new 7-year affiliation with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So it's a new 7-year deal that's effective with the 2018-2019 season. They're the best partner we've had. They're the best organization in the NHL. We're proud to be partners with them. As you know, yesterday they made a major announcement that we were made aware of on Monday, that Steve Yzerman had stepped down as GM to become an advisor to the new GM, who's Julien Brisebois, who many of you know very well. Julien has been our GM for the last 6 years. He will continue in a dual role as GM of the Lightning and GM of the Crunch, at least through this current season. I spoke with Julien, Stevie Yzerman. I was in communication with Jeff Vinnick, the owner, who reached out to me, as well as Steve Griggs, the president of the Lightning. All of them reassuring us that it's business as usual and that the Syracuse Crunch are a very important part of the entire organization. Mr. Vinnick made a point to say, I'm following your renovations actually online, and I see how great they are, and I must come to a game this year. So that was very nice to hear. And when I spoke to Steve Griggs, the president, he said he's got to get up here too. So they're watching us in Tampa. It's a long extension for us, but we think we're the best partner in all sports, and we were very happy to do this. It was a very easy process for us. It took a while. There were a lot of moving parts, but we think it's big news. I tweeted out that we had big news. And whenever you can be partners with a first-class organization that's responsible for your player supply, and really with Tampa, player supply, coaches, and it affects our entire business. It really does. And to have a partner that cares about our business and our success on the ice as well, we're in good hands for the next 7 years, and I'm sure well past that part. So I'll take any questions now as a group that I'd be happy to answer, and then individually if you'd like. So anybody have any questions? Nico?
You just said 7 years for affiliation. It's almost unheard of, really, when you talk about NHL, AHL, really any sports with the professionals and minor leagues. What was it about this partnership on both sides that made 7 years make sense?
Well, I think the things that a lot of people see is the fact that we've been to the finals 2 years, I think, in the last 5 or 6 seasons. So that success on the ice. But I think more importantly, when you spend time with anybody in the Tampa or everybody in the Tampa organization, you really look. We've been doing this. We're in year 25, right? And so we've been through now this is our 4th affiliate, which is not a lot. We were 6 years with Vancouver, we were 10 years with Columbus. Our bump in the road really was 2 years with Anaheim. But you see the relationships and the importance in our sport, I'm sure in minor league baseball as well, of the relationship you have with your parent club. And, you know, I know Bill Fisher, Bill was part of when the county renovated the training facility, which in this room and out there, which was a major job. I mean, Julian was hands-on in every step of the way and what went into it. And because their feeling is that, you know, they want their players understanding what it's like to be a professional, to be treated like a pro, and to conduct themselves like a pro when they come here. And, you know, I can tell you years ago, we didn't feed the players after games. Most teams didn't. A lot of teams still don't. And now, you know, after every game, these players have full meals. They've got Tampa added a full-time massage therapist to travel with the team. You know, I'm not sure all NHL teams have that. I can tell you most AHL teams don't. You know, we went from, you know, one equipment manager to two. You know, we went from, at one point, one coach to now we have four. And often, you know, Tampa was sent down Stacey Rooster or Pat Verbeek to have an additional coach. So, you know, just watching them operate, you know, and having been in this game now 24 years, we know what quality is, and they are. They're top of the heap.
You got to be excited about what's going on upstairs. I snuck in without a hurry real quick to get a look, and I just was like, holy cow, what it's going to be exciting for you as someone who's put an investment so long, 25 years here in Syracuse.
Yeah, and again, you know, kudos to the county and the ledge. I mean, that has to be said, and nobody's worked harder on this than this guy, Bill Fisher. I mean, he's been, I mean, I'm telling you, he's been meticulous to the point where, I talk about Julian Brisbois being detailed, but Bill's been that way here. I mean, this is his baby, and but like I've said time and again, when people walk in this building October 13th, and that's our opening day, and that's the planned completion date prior to that, and they see the amenities, but also see that they're going to be watching the game in the same old barn with that feel that we're not going to lose. But now they're looking at a scoreboard that's, the video is double the size, that's got 5 cameras instead of 2. You know, that, you know, the bathrooms are going to be modernized, immaculate. You know, for the first time, we're going to have suites and a terrific private club upstairs. You know, all of the video, all the TVs Bill has planned throughout the concourse, so that when you go to buy a concession, and a lot of our fans were reticent to leave the game because in hockey, you leave for a minute, you can miss the only goal that's scored. Well, now they're going to be able to watch a game when they're ordering a Molson, right, or a Miller Lite, and not be able to miss it. So, you know, listen, we all know it was something the building needed. It was something that the community deserved, our fans and the community in general. So I'm excited. I mean, I come in here once a week, and I always go up, and now there's furnishings in the suite. The wall's been broken down, and when you sit, and you'll have the opportunity to go up in the suite area, and you stand where the seats are going to be, and we've got customized seats that Bill ordered. You're going to say there's no better vantage point to watch a game in any suite, in any arena or stadium in the country. And I've been in the suite at the Garden. I've been in the suites in Tampa. I've been at MetLife Stadium. I've been in Citi Field. And the vantage point in these suites are much better. You feel like you're on top of the game. You know, so, and that's a real credit to the work that got put in.
Looking back at the information from 2016, when you had the last extension, at that time it said it ran through 21-22. this goes through 22, 23, so I am confused as to...
We had an options. It was a mutual option.
So was this technically the last year, or would it have been...
This was the last year before the mutual option, yeah. Yeah. And it's funny, when we were in Hilton Head, Vance and I was sitting with Julian and Dave Andrews, and we were just chatting about it. We're just working out some of the details. And, you know, Julian said, I don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to go anywhere. This is a great relationship. Like, we just love working with each other. And Dave said, you know, the Tampa Syracuse, it's a model for how to be a partner. I mean, Dave said that.
And the AHL meeting?
That was in July, right? July, right before July 4th. Yeah. You know, and we've got a great relationship with Steve, with Julian, with Jeff Vinnick, with their entire business staff. I mean, Megan and the PR people there in Tampa, they're on the phone weekly. I mean, the announcement is going out from Tampa at the same time as it's going out from us. So it was a joint press release that we announced. So you probably see it now as well. And Bill, you may want to comment on this. And this is important that, you know, the county and the Crunch are working very closely with the local veterans, with John Paddock. And when it was determined that we were building suites and the private club, we decided with the county to remember and honor the veterans. So I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn. Stop me if I am.
And if Chairman McMahon wants to trigger the floor.
Yeah. So why don't you address, Bill, the names of the suites and the club and how that's going to work?
So one of the things that we have tried to do in close collaboration with the county legislature was consult with the veterans very carefully. And they have a group that meets monthly, and now they actually have a subcommittee that meets weekly, because we wanted to make sure that the memorial hall that is so important to them and the assembly hall that is equally important to them didn't lose any of what was valuable to them when it gained additional capabilities. So the assembly hall, we brought the veterans in from the very earliest, and our concept was a VIP club like we have at the amphitheater. And what they said was, and we said, you know, how about an officers club? And they said no. An officers club would send the wrong message. That sends the message that it's not for enlisted men and enlisted women. So we would like you to call it the All Who Served Club. So it's going to be called the All Who Served Club. They are very aware that to run a building like this without being a burden to the taxpayer requires a business model that works for the taxpayers. So they said, we understand you're going to have corporate sponsorships, and in the suites there's going to be corporations and there might be logos in there, but what we'd like in the All Who Served Club is to really focus on the veterans. So what they came up with was there's 6 suites and there's 5 armed services. So you'll see the insignia of the 5 armed services and the names of those armed services on the glass leading into those suites, and then the 6th suite will be for POW and MIA. So those are the kinds of ideas that came from the veterans that we decided, yes, we can still have an All Who Served Club, and when Howard and his Crunch fans want to use that for VIP club for their games, that's what they can do. But when the veterans want to use it for their monthly meetings, it's going to work just as well for them, and the veterans are going to feel like this is first-class space built just for us. So we hope we've accomplished that part of it, but there's lots more to go. The veterans, the beneficiary of a grant from Senator John DeFrancisco, where they had a website and they took in ideas, and the county legislature also has a advisory group that the chairman might want to speak to, and all the veterans group have been feeding these ideas into Admiral Paddock's committee, and with an architect that is assigned from our facilities department, they've been filtering through these different ideas to make sure that as we upgrade things for Crunch fans, we're also doing that for veterans and for those of us who were not serving the country but love the idea that this was built in the first place as a memorial to their service.
Yeah, I would just say this is a war memorial, right? And so you need a great partnership and collaboration between our anchor tenant, the Crunch, and our veterans community, and it's never been better. And I think this project overall, Howard's touched on it, Bill's touched on it, we have this feel, this unique asset in the community where you can go into probably the loudest venue for a hockey game, right? And now you're going to have all the modern amenities that you'll see in all the NHL facilities. So it's a great project. We're very excited, and my colleagues and I, we're just the easy part, right? We approve the money. These guys do all the heavy lifting. So they really should be congratulated for the progress that's been made.
Well, thank you for the money. That wasn't that easy, right, Bill?
That's right.
One thing I wanted to know: we're in the process of working with the county on trying to secure a naming rights partner for the arena. And so much like in Rochester, you have the Blue Cross Arena at the War Memorial. Most recently in Utica, you had the Adirondack Bank Arena at the War Memorial. We think we've narrowed it down to 3, what I would qualify as legitimate potential partners. We're actually speaking with one later today. What we as an organization are committing that part of the revenues that the Crunch receives, and we're going to create a fund each year, and out of that fund we're going to work with the local veteran group to be able to support and help local needy veterans in need, whether it be home care, whether it be a wheelchair or something that we can, help. And we'll work with the vets to identify those individuals throughout the entirety of the naming rights agreement, which will hopefully be, 10 or more years. So we thought that was important to do, given the spirit of what this building stands for and the men and women who made this all possible. So, we're excited. We're, I think, a little more than a month away from starting our 25th home season. We started on the road this year intentionally. We wanted to give and our preseason games are on the road. We normally like to do one-on-one, but given construction, we've all had things built at home, but this is a little bigger project. But I got to tell you, every time I come into town, there are dozens of people working. We're doing the unions good here. That's good, right? We see the IBW bags.
Small businesses, yeah.
Yeah. So so we're excited about year 25. And we've got, I can tell you, I think we've had some pretty exciting home openers. This will be with some nostalgia to it. We think we've got some history now, 24 years here, and fans who have been with us for that long, and there are some who have, but even those who've been here just recently, I think you're going to appreciate what's going to be happening on October 13th. And I know I'm excited about it, and I usually don't get excited till April or May when we're playing, but